Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn how to make another gomesi. This is the material. As you can see it, you need to be having the material. You need to be having this. This is called the polyester lining. You need to be having this stiff net. You need to be having the mudalizo. You also need to be having the buttons. You also need a pair of scissors. You also need a tape measure. Okay, now let's get started. Let's start with the cutting. Gomesi is a double gomesi, as you can see. I told you how a double gomesi looks like in my previous tutorials. So for a double gomesi, we are going to measure 33 inches and remove that piece. So these 33 inches that we are going to remove are for the sleeves and the cover. So now I'm measuring the 33 inches, as you can see. So here are the 33 inches. I'm going to make a notch. These are the 33 inches. Then we are going to cut this 33 inches because it's going to help us with the sleeves and the cover. So let me cut out as you also cut out. Okay, so now I'm done with cutting. These are the 33 inches, the piece for the 33 inches, and this is the main piece. So we are going to first keep this main piece. First keep it aside, and we are going to start cutting. We are going to start cutting the sleeves. So we are going to use the standard procedure as I've been showing you in my previous tutorials. I've been using the standard procedure. So you're going to fold your material like this. Let me hope you're seeing. So for the standard procedure, the length is 21. So before starting to measure, you can fold twice and you cut both the sleeves. So I'm going to fold twice, but make sure that you have pins. You should be having pins. So I'm going to fold twice so that I can cut both of the sleeves at once. So let me first pin this. So you also fold twice, or you can fold once depending on what you want. But as for me, I've decided to fold twice, as you can see. So let me finish with the pinning. So now I'm done with the pinning. I'm going to use this color as my chalk. Let me hope you will be seeing. Okay, so now let's get started. You're going to draw the starting line here down because you're not sure if these four materials, because now there are four layers. So you make a starting line. This gomez is a bit stretchy, so that's the starting line. After making the starting line, you're going to leave 1.5 for the hem. So I've brought the recorder closer so that you can see it very well. So this was our starting line, as I had told you. So you're going to measure 1.5 inches for the hem. From this starting line, then you measure 1.5. So this 1.5 is for the hem. As I told you that we are making the sleeve. You start with the sleeve. Let me hope you can see it very well. The material is a little bit stretchy. So it's 1.5. So from this 1.5 going upwards, we are going to measure 21 inches from this hemline, this one, yeah, you're going to measure 21 inches. So going upwards, I'm going to show you the mark. So you're measuring 21 inches. This is where my 21 inches are, so you place a mark. 21. You also, I like squaring out because it gives me equal lines. So as we said, 21. This is where my 21 inches are here. So then we come back here down. From this hemline, this one, going upwards, we are going to measure 9 inches. But those 9 inches are for a short person. If that person is tall, you need to measure 10 or 10.5. So the owner of this gomesi is not that very tall, not that very short. So I'm going to measure 9.5. I've measured 9.5. As I told you, I like squaring out. As you see, I'm measuring from this, from where this hemline is starting from, not from down here, from here. That's why I placed the 9.5 here. I've measured 9.5, but you can measure 9 or 10 to 10.5. So that's the 9.5. Let me hope you. This is the only color that I had that would stick to this material, since the material is a little bit stretchy. Okay, so now coming back to this hemline, our sleeve width is 9. We are measuring 9. As I told you, we are making the standard procedure of cutting the sleeve. So this is 9. So on this line of the 9.5 here, we are going to measure 11. Hope you can see the 11 here. So we're going to join this 11 to this downer part. So I got this 11, I got the sleeve width and I added 2. 9 plus 2 is 11 also. So you join the 11 to the 9. So I've joined, as you can see. You join this 11 mark to the 9, to here, to the downer mark. So from there, on this 9.5 line, yeah, let me hope I'm not confusing you. On this line, this middle line, yeah, this one, we are going to measure 5.5. You know, sometimes if we are making the gomesis, we don't need to draft these sleeves. We have, like, for me, I have a draft. I don't need to keep drafting the sleeve every time I get a client. I just get that draft and I cut out. So, but if I'm making a tutorial, I want to show you how I come up with that draft. So you put here 5.5. This is the 5.5. So you want to draw the line up to the other, up to here, up to the 21 here. So I'm going to As I told you, I like squaring out because I like having neat work, clear work. So 5.5. So now we are going to curve. We are going to curve the sleeve. So from this corner going out, it's called outwards, we are going to measure 2.5. We're measuring 2.5, as you can see. So from this 2.5 coming downwards, we are measuring 1 inch. Let me hope you understanding. Then from this part going upwards, again we are going to measure 2.5, as you can see. Then from this point going outwards, we are going to measure 2. So now we are going to make the curve. The curve is going to come from here, and it passes this point, and it comes down to this point up to here. Then our sleeve is done. Let me try making this curve, though the color I'm using is kind of disturbing. So you make a simple curve, as you can see. So I'm done with my curve. So when you're done with the curve, you cut out. Then your sleeve is done. So I'm going to cut out. Maybe if you already have the draft from the previous tutorials, just get your draft and put it on the material and you cut out. So now let me cut out as you also cut out. I had forgotten, make sure that this part is on fold. As you can see, it should be on fold. Okay, now let me cut out. So when you're done with cutting out the sleeve, as you can see, this point where I marked the 1.5 for the hemming, please make a notch here to help you during the sewing process. You make a simple notch. So you get to that. So now you will be knowing that this is where the hem is starting from. So after cutting out the material, now you're going to get the lining, this polyester lining. You also cut out two sleeves. You also cut out 2 sleeves. Then after we are going to cut the cover. So for this net, we don't measure it. We'll just put it inside while we are sewing. So now you're going to cut out the lining, also cut out 2 sleeves. Then after we draft the cover. So now I'm done with the lining. This is the lining and the material. So now we are going to cut the cover. So now we are going to draft the cover. And if we are drafting the cover, we are going to start with the back cover. So on the cover, I want the design of the cover to be flowing like this. So I'm going to fold like this and cut the back cover. There should be 2 pieces, but I'm going to first cut one here. Then after I cut the other part here up for the back cover. Then for the front cover, I'm going to cut it here. So now let's first cut the back cover and I show you how to cut the front cover. So now the cover of my client is 12. Yeah? So here down I'm going to get that 12 and I divide it by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So when you get 6, you're going to add half, which is 6.5. So here down I'm going to measure 6.5. As you can see, this is 6.5, 6.5. So the length of the cover, I'm measuring 8, but it should be 7 plus 1, because this one is for the sewing allowance, because when the cover is done it should be 7 inches. And as I showed you, when you're measuring the cover, you measure 7 inches down where you measure the cover. If you want to learn how to measure the measurements of the gomesi, you're going to check in my tutorials. There is a tutorial that shows how to get the measurements of the gomesi. So now we are going to measure 8. So my 8 inches are here. Let me hope you can. They are here, my 8 inches, and I'm going to square out. I'm squaring out the 8 inches. As I told you, I like squaring out, because when you square out, your work is it comes out very neat and easy to sew. And the material I'm dealing with is so disturbing, so you have to square out. Then here down we measured a half cover. We measured cover divided by 2 plus a half. So here up, you're going to get the cover you divide by 2, which is 6. You don't add anything. As you can see, I'm starting from the folded side. This is 6. Then after, you're going to join these points. You join these points. As you can see, I'm done joining. The line should be a little bit slanting, since here you added the half and here you didn't add anything. So now we are going to here we are going on the neck part. So for this neck part is sometimes standard. So here I'm going to measure 2.25 here up. Here up, I'm measuring 2.25. Let me hope you know how to find the quarter on the tape measure. But for a bigger person, you measure 2.5. So coming downwards, I'm going to measure 4 inches. So these 4 inches are standard, whether a big person or smaller person. So 4 inches. As I told you, I like squaring out. Again, 4 inches. When the material I'm having is so disturbing, it's so stretchy, it's so disturbing. So this is 2.25. What is here is what is here. So then we are forming a rectangle. Here it's 4, 4, 2.25, 2.25. So when you're done, then we are going to cut out. So you cut out this folded side here, like this, like this, like this. So that's the back cover. So let's all cut out and we see how it looks like. So now this is how the back cover looks like. Let me unfold it and you see it looks like. The back cover looks like this. And this is our back cover. So we need to cut another piece of the back cover. There should be 2 pieces of material and 1 piece of lining. So you're going to cut another piece of the material and 1 piece of lining. So now the back cover pieces, I have this material 1 and this other material, then plus 1 piece of lining. So now we are going to cut the front cover. So the front cover, we are going to get it from this back cover. So let me keep this 1 piece of material. So for the front cover, I'm going to show you on the lining, since there is some design I want on the material. And if I cut out using the material on the front cover, I'll spoil the kadza that I want on the front cover. So I'm going to show you on this lining. So you get this back cover and you place it on the lining. We are going to trace out the back cover. You can trace out either on the material or you can trace out on the lining. So let me first pin the lining. So I'm going to pin the back cover and you trace out, then you cut out. I'm going to show you how to make the front cover. After cutting out, you're going to cut out another piece that looks like the back cover. Then we are going to formulate the front piece from the back cover. So let me also pin and I cut out, then I show you. So now this was our back cover and I got this. So now we are going to, let me first attach them. As I told you, only need one piece of lining. So now we are going to formulate the front cover. While making the front cover, let me turn the camera this side. Making the front cover, you're going to spread this out, as you can see. So after spreading it out, we are going to measure. We are going to measure 7 inches from this part going this side. You measure 7 inches. 7, as you see, we have placed the 7 inches here from this part of the neckline going this side. So these are the 7 inches. These are the 7 inches, as you can see. So you're going to extend this neckline here to the 7 inches here. You also extend it down here, downwards, as you can see. So now we are going to cut out this part. We are cutting out this part. So this part here is for the button holes. So let's cut out together and we see how it looks like. The buttonhole area. So now you're going to cut material 2 pieces. The material should be with 2 pieces. So now we have to cut out where the buttons are to sit. I want to show you where the buttons are to sit. So for the buttons, we only need this side, this side only, cause okay, let me first show you. We only need this side for the buttons, this part only. So let me also get the lining, and I want to show you using the lining. Then when you get to the material, you can cut out. So as I told you, I only need this side, and for the lining only need one piece of lining. So let me cut out. So I'm done cutting it out. Let me remove the front. So after cutting it out, remember this side is slanting and this side is not slanting. So you're going to get the scissor. Either you mark the slanting side or you mark the side that is not slanting. So you place a notch here on the slanting side to be guiding you when you're sewing. So you're also going to cut 2 pieces of material. So let me get you when you're done with cutting the two pieces of the front and the two pieces of this. So now I'm done with cutting. This is the part of the buttons, and this was our back cover, and this one the part for the buttonholes, the front cover for the buttonholes. It's this one. So now we are going to the main piece, and we are going to make that line, yeah, that appears in the body and the main piece. So to make that line, you need to be having the full length. So for the, let me first lay my material here and I show you. So you need to lay your material like this and you fold it. Make sure that the other parts have met. So since my camera can't reach the whole material, I'm going to show you how to make it from this side. Then you can square out the other side. So our full length is 56. So 56 divided by 2, you get your full length and you divide it by 2. 56 divided by 2 is, you get 28. So 28 minus 7. The 7 for the cover, 28 minus 7, you get 21. So now I'm going to show you how to measure those 21 on this body. So as you can see, this is the folded part. This side is folded and this other side is not folded. So we are going to measure 21 from the unfolded part. Let me get my color. Measuring 21 from this unfolded part, as you can see. Coming to the folded part, so we are going to measure 21 inches. So this is 21. So after marking the 21, I've marked the 21 here. After marking the 21, you're going to, so now to make it easier when you're sewing, you're going to measure the gun that you've got here. The remaining length is 7.5. So you're going to measuring 7.5 like this on this folded side, yeah? Coming this way. Then after you sew, you make a straight seam. So this has been our part A. Don't forget to subscribe as we wait for part B, where we are going to start sewing. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.